Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about how the absolute smallest changes in your daily routine can create this huge positive ripple effect in your life. We're not talking about big, scary resolutions, just tiny little actions you do every day. So let's dive in.
You ever feel that? That pressure to make some massive, monumental change to improve your life? Yeah, it can be totally paralyzing. But what if I told you the real secret to lasting change has absolutely nothing to do with pressure?
So here's the secret. The real magic happens in the little things you do day in and day out. It's like compound interest for your life. These tiny actions build on each other over time, and suddenly you've got these incredible results. It's a quiet revolution, not some loud announcement.
Okay, so let's break it down. We're going to walk through 5 super simple, super practical habits you can literally start today. These are all designed to help you build a more focused, more energized version of you.
Here's the game plan. We'll start with hydrating and tidying up. Then we'll get into planning and moving your body. And we'll wrap up with the most important part, the key to making it all stick, tracking your progress. You ready?
Let's kick things off with habit number 1. This is probably the easiest one on the list, and it's the very first thing you can do when you wake up.
Yep, it is really that simple. Before the coffee, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, just a simple glass of water. This one little action sets such a positive tone for the rest of your day.
And the payoff is instant. You're not just drinking water, you're literally waking up your entire system. It kickstarts your metabolism, gets your digestion moving, and gives you this awesome natural burst of energy to fight off that morning grogginess.
Okay, building on that first win. Habit number 2 shifts our focus from what's going on inside our bodies to our environment around us. And this can be anywhere. Your desk at home, your office, even just the kitchen counter. Just take 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes to clear it off before you start working. An organized space on the outside really does help create an organized space on the inside.
You know, the link between your physical space and your mental space is just fascinating. A clean desk isn't just about looking nice. It actually reduces the mental clutter, that background noise in your brain, which lets you focus way more deeply and get a lot more done.
All right, habit number 3. So your body's hydrated, your space is clear. Now it's time to just look a little bit into the future.
So before you call it a day, take 10 minutes. That's all it takes to map out your top priorities for tomorrow. What are the, say, 1 to 3 things that absolutely have to get done? The real power here is clarity. When you wake up, you're not wondering, what do I do first? You already know what matters. This simple act of planning gets rid of that decision fatigue before it even has a chance to start. And that gives you this amazing sense of control over your day.
Next up, number 4. This one is all about getting out of your head and into your body for a bit.
Now, I'm not talking about some grueling, hour-long workout, unless, that's your thing. This is just about intentional movement. A quick 10-minute walk, a little bit of stretching, maybe even just dancing around to your favorite song. That's all it takes. And again, the benefits are immediate. Just that short burst of activity releases endorphins, which is a scientifically proven way to improve your mood. Plus, it gets your blood flowing, giving you a natural, sustainable energy boost that, frankly, coffee can only dream of.
So we have these 4 simple habits, but let's be real. How do you make sure they don't just disappear after a few days?
Well, that brings us to our final and maybe the most important habit of all. This is the one that makes everything else stick.
Habit number 5. Think of this one as the glue that holds all the other habits together and really builds that lasting momentum.
Seriously, just get a simple notebook or even a scrap of paper. At the end of every day, just put a little check mark next to each habit you actually did. This simple act of writing it down is so powerful. So why does this work so well? Well, it creates this visual feedback loop. When you see that chain of check marks growing day after day, it builds momentum. Psychologically, you just don't want to break that chain. It becomes this tangible proof of your progress, and it reinforces that commitment you made to yourself.
Because ultimately, you are your own best motivator. When you can physically see the positive steps you're taking, day after day, that becomes the very fuel that keeps you going.
We've covered 5 simple but incredibly powerful habits, but now the focus has to shift from just knowing this stuff to actually doing it. Remember, the most important step is always the first one.
So I'm going to ask you directly, which one of these 5 will you commit to starting today? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Just pick one. Is it going to be the glass of water? Tidying your desk? Which one is it?
Because in the end, that's what this all boils down to. A brilliant, amazing, ambitious plan that only exists in your head has 0 power. But a small, simple habit that you actually do day in and day out, well, that right there, that is truly life-changing.